I have a personal experience with one of my children that was trafficked. And you would think that because of what I do for a living, and that I would have more awareness built into it. But the one thing that goes to the education piece and telling you what we know, what our knowledge is that it doesn't pick one culture, it doesn't pick one socioeconomic background. It'll pick anybody that just happens to be there at that time. And know what your kids are doing. That's the most important thing. I thought that I did, and I was really, thought I was the best parent that I could be. And we had a little boy that was just diagnosed with special needs, and all the focus at that point was on that child and his diagnosis, and we were exhausted parents trying to navigate the healthcare system and how to support him. And I really honestly thought my daughter was doing well. She was getting 80s in school, and she wore a uniform. And every morning when I was downstairs making coffee after a long night, she was standing in my kitchen getting me ready for another day at school. And what I found out was that she was dancing in Gatineau, in strip clubs. And she was approached by a young man in her school, and that's how it started. And he was buying her the things that, not that we couldn't afford it, but just wasn't necessary for our youth at that age. And so she was hiding those things. And he was, at the time, Backpages was up, and Craigslist, and he was buying her lingerie and taking pictures of her and posting and making her dates. And then she started doing drugs. And then she was dancing. So as I said, I'd see her every morning. Good morning, how you doing? Yeah, and blah, blah, blah. And you know, she was always at school. She never missed any school. But at night when I went to bed, I was exhausted. I had a big fan in my room, so my son had some white noise, and she knew it. And we had an alarm system on the door. She knew the code, and off she went. And she was always back. And that went on for quite a period of time. So educate yourself about what the signs are, what it looks like, what cleaning looks like, what your child's doing. Know who their friends are. That's really important. He was really good friends with two young women from the Muslim community that wore hijabs, but they were being trafficked as well. So it really didn't matter, you know, that was part of the process. Know the boyfriend. He actually came into my house and shook my hand and said, "Don't worry, Mama, I will take good care of her." And he certainly did. So she was with him, and then they went to a party, and next thing you know, this older man, he was in his 20s, he was supplying drugs to all the girls and kids at the party. He told her that this boy that she was with was going to traffic her. That was his game. But to hang out with him because he was safe. He wasn't. He was the one that was trafficking her. So, you know, education, absolutely, that's key. Knowing who your children are with. Ask those questions. Get involved with your kids. I was watching a video with the chair of my board a couple of weeks ago in our office, and it was a video of this young girl in the car with a parent who was completely ignoring everything, all the different signs of what this young girl was going through, and they never asked those questions. Don't be afraid to ask your kids, who is this friend? Why? No, you can't go out. Put boundaries in place. Ground your kids. Check their phone. No child should have a phone without a parent being able to access it at any time. You should always say, "Can I see your phone, please?" And if they say no, then you're paying for it, I'm assuming.